tarde. Prego.
Hi Kelsey, congratulations on Boss making it to the second season, but I'm sure everybody asks you all the time, how did you land the role of Sideshow Bob?
Okay, that's a good question. There's a writer, Sam Simon. He used to work on Tracy Ullman's show and started introducing the Simpsons clips within the context. It was the Itchy and Scratchy show, I think, originally, anyway. They started this show, The Simpsons, and he called me one afternoon and said, Kelsey used to sing around the set. And I did. I used to walk into work and sing, "Oh, the good life," and stuff like that. And, because I was usually pretty happy. He asked me if I could sing a Cole Porter song, which actually I noticed they used a clip of here, the Every Time We Say Goodbye song. And so I had him send over the sheet music, and I said, I can sing that. It's a nice song. So he explained the role to me that I had never spoken yet, or Sideshow Bob had never spoken yet, that he was Krusty the Clown's sidekick. I said, yeah, what the hell, let's give it a try. So we went over, and as I read through the script, I realized that I had, in my experience, this is what I was talking about before, you know, human experience is what you draw on. I knew this guy. This guy exists. He's a famous actor named Ellis Rabb, who's no longer with us, but I had worked for him, hanging wallpaper and painting his apartment and running errands. I did some renovations in his office. And I was, you know, this was before I was a paid actor. I was just a construction worker. And Ellis spoke like this all the time. So I have got to steal this guy sometime. And there it was, Sideshow Bob. Sitting there on the page was Ellis Rabb. And that's how it all began, you know. Die, Bob, die.
Allora, io le farò una domanda che non riguarda direttamente la sua carriera. L'impressione, come sono una giornalista della stampa, l'impressione, guardando un pochino alcune cose che sono state già fatte vedere, vedendo l'elenco di quello che vedremo qui in questo festival, è che ci sono, a prescindere dai generi che vanno sempre, ci sono due tendenze. Una è quella, diciamo, della Gran Bretagna, che fa grandi opere in costume e si rimpiange l'Ottocento, il Novecento, quel passaggio, quel momento. Dall'altra parte ci sono invece delle fiction che narrano la nostra contemporaneità, come Boss, e però in generale non ci ispirano né simpatia né affetto, perché è un mondo che ci spaventa, un mondo dove c'è una profonda crisi, spesso etica, a volte anche economica. Allora io mi domando, questo è perché la stiamo attraversando, questa crisi, o per altre ragioni che io ignoro?
Okay. Well,
Why today is awful while yesterday is so beautiful in television?
well, you may remember the book Medium is the Message, written by Marshall McLuhan. It was very popular in the late 60s, early 70s, where it actually discussed the fact that in order to tell stories, we tend to put them in another age. I think that might explain some of what your concern is about period pieces, especially with the Brits. I get what you're talking about. For us, the world of politics, I mean, we've actually chosen a style, stylistically, that is not contemporary, but put it in a contemporary world. So I guess the medium itself is what's telling your story. If you're having a problem caring about them or identifying with them, I think that may just be a matter of time. I don't, you know, a great villain, it's very hard to identify with a great villain. The story we're telling is about crisis, but it's really more about a human crisis. It's not really about an economic crisis. That's the story that we're telling has political crises all around it, situations that are occurring. Basically, they're all used as tools to set up this man's descent or ascent, as it may be, into his fuller human self. We meet a man who is left with a confounding question about what his life is going to mean, and he doesn't have much time left. You basically start the clock running right at the beginning of Boss and discover what the man is made of, not necessarily what economic crisis is going on or what emotional crisis may be going on, but we discover a personal crisis that we hope the audience identifies with on some level, or at least is engaged enough by that they say to themselves, wow, I wonder what this guy is about. And so I think great art, or even just good television, is supposed to ask questions, or have the audience ask questions, rather than give them answers. And I hope that helps.
Una domanda qui e poi abbiamo una domanda lì.
Salve, volevo fare una domanda, forse già gliel'hanno fatta. Il nome Kane è puramente casuale o c'è un riferimento al Citizen Kane di Orson Welles, anche nel modo dell'essere la debolezza di un uomo di potere?
The weakness of a man in power, is that what it means? Yeah. Okay. Yes, the Kane reference is deliberate and honorific. It's an homage, if you will. What we liked about, the title Citizen Kane is just fantastic because, of course, he's a king, too. Right? It's not just a citizen. But I think that probably goes back to a kind of a Roman reference, isn't it? I mean, it's all about how, citizens could rise to, Caesar, that whole routine. So the idea that royalty lives within the heartbeat of a man with imagination, or a man with big shoulders. Chicago is, known in poetry as the city of big shoulders, and that's one of the other reasons we chose it, because it allows an ego to identify it. I mean, it's a very interesting thing, and there are all the periods that are recognized in Chicago are usually based upon the mayor that was in office at that time. And so the city of the big shoulders is the city of big guys, big people, or big women, if you wish. Not in a bad way. So Citizen Kane. Tom Kane. We did use the word rosebud in the first season. Let's say we're just taking an artistic license, we're having a little fun, because we love people of power. This is about people who love power. This is about a guy who has to lose, who will do everything he can not to. And so we found some similarities in that. So yeah, it was conscious, and I hope conscientious in some way.
Hello again here. Yeah. Hello again, Mr. Grammer. My question is about political dramas during election times represent something different for the media and for the viewers. Do you still think it exists propaganda in cinema and in television? I mean, I think about the company you keep of Robert Redford that was played just in Venice 1 month ago, and is close to a propaganda in election time.
Right. I do think, I think Hollywood is guilty of that. I don't think I am. So, I just want to tell a good story. We made a conscientious, a deliberate choice rather, not to identify a party in our show. It's historically known that most of the mayors of Chicago have been Democrats, but and that the first machine built by Cermak was a Democrat machine. But it's not the point. We believe, a pox of both your houses. This is a disease that lives in both political parties. So we identified like I said, the canvas of this story as politics, but it's not really about politics. And we certainly have no agenda. There's no agenda about, who you might want to have win the election.
question was not like an attack to Boss,
Right.
but I know that is